Okay, perfect. So thanks guys for joining for this session. I know like some of you already joined session 1 and session 2. Um, and I also provided you guys a video recording link. I know like some of got very early, some of got very late. But did you get a chance to go through that video and perform some tasks by yourself?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Um, do you have any question for the content that we covered earlier? Anil or anyone? Renu?
No, so far I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so there are two projects that we are discussing right now, and that is the one information I want to give both of you. So you start looking into these two projects, and specifically, yeah, I will assign specific resources like they need more than one. So we will discuss internally, but just we started a discussion, and we hope we convert it. So the one we are talking is this one where this jointrade.com, right? Uh, so we need to perform some test on this one. This is like LinkedIn, but a smaller level. So we need to perform end-to-end test, and they will require more resources because they have mobile application as well. So I will send the details also to you guys to play around. Like you might be playing with some demo websites, but this is a good time that we start looking into it. And as we move forward, we also added mobile testing services. So maybe this training, but it is very early stage. So we may do this week or next week. But uh, but yeah, that is another project for mobile testing that is on in the pipeline. Um, so
So,
and
so basically, first project will be in this one, right?
yes, yes. So this is the one we are discussing. We are discussing few more, but this is at the good stage. And there is another one for mobile application.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So yeah, uh, but uh, but yeah, I will assign the task to you, but just a very high level, because whatever you learn, right, just spend few hours or so applying towards this application about the login, sign up, or general scenarios, so you get familiar with it with this website. Okay, that's the goal for this conversation. Okay, any question before we move forward? Okay, let's go, and like I will provide the recap, and we will go from there. So, contextqa.com is the website we have, right? And all the resources can be found here. We are also building a new website, which is contextqa.info, and that will be migrated. But if you are looking for more more details about the tools, features, and some other solutions, you will be able to find from here. So, or if you are talking to your clients, this is the page you can come and look for all the features, APIs, and integrations, so you do not have any questions. So go through it, because these are the features also you need to keep in mind to be proficient into the context QA, right? What it looks like to a cross-browser testing or cross-device testing and accessibility testing. So all kind of testing we are going to perform one by one using context QA, and you will be the proficient in this tool. And same for the, like, what are the integrations we have, like JIRA and other integrations, and how to apply those integrations. Okay, so yeah, so keep this website handy, contextqA.com and contextqa.info. So yeah, and I will also send a follow-up email after this one, so no worries. Now, providing a recap of our tool. So once you do it, the people who are joining for the first time, from the ContextQA website, contextqa.com, if you let me log out, and you can do the login and sign up, and you will be able to redirect it to the accounts.contextqa.com, and you can add your organization whichever you created, and you should be able to log in. And once you're able to log in, you will see all the tests over here. We are adding a APM based inspector right now, that will be available for mobile application testing from your browser itself. So this is the totally new topic that we will discuss, and this is the something we are also going to implement with a larger scope for the mobile testing related clients. So we are getting more inquiries for mobile testing right now, so that's why we are expediting this one. So we will learn mobile application testing as well in the next session or so, and then we will get into those projects. Uh, so having said that, this is the dashboard. These are the test cases that you can see it. This is a list of test cases. Once you go inside the test cases, you will see, and these are the test steps. These are the like screenshot for the given test step, and it is being captured automatically. And here is a run history for given test case. So this is a pass, where when it passes, it shows the recorded video as well as the trace viewer. Yeah, it shows the recording as well as the trace viewer, and it shows the auto healing as well. So this is the AI capability we need to show up. Like, why am I highlighting these features to you and why you need to know? Because you are not only implementing, you're gonna directly talk to the developers, right? Because you will be assigned as a tester for given project. So it is not like you are working behind the scene, right? It is something you are the front face of your company. So in that case, you need to know as well as you need to communicate how you are providing a value, and we are coming in as a value provider, right? So it is not like, oh, you are performing basic testing or something and take forever, right? It is something that you know this tool very well, and you are able to apply your knowledge towards the project as much as possible. Our team will be available to help you out, but you need to be aware of all these flows, how to navigate to the screen, what to talk, and how to talk to the developers. Are we on the same page, guys?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so again, when you run particular test case, if you go into the run details, it will provide you the execution history. And once it provides the execution history to you, you go to the specific execution number, which is 1180. It will provide you all this information. You can also look at the like what pass, what fail, what are the logs it got, right? So you have all the information over here for given step. So if you go here, you will find network logs here, right? Also, if something is failing, then it will tell you like which step it failed, and it will also tell you like here it failed where it wasn't able to verify. And yeah, so this is the error that you got here. Okay, so we talk about test case, test steps, executions, right, and execution details, as well as the detail analysis of the networks and logs. Okay, going back with the same one, there are two more things you need to keep in mind, that you can also create a JIRA ticket from here. Okay, so in this JIRA ticket, you have the option to connect, and so you go to the settings icon here, right, and click on the plugins. You will see the JIRA plugin, right, and it will pop up. You need to put the account URL, username, and the token, and yeah, that's pretty much it you need first. And then you go to the particular test case. So there are two things you can link with JIRA. You can create a same test case in JIRA, and you can create a bug in JIRA with the ContextQA directly. Okay, perfect. Thanks. So yes, so let's create a ticket in JIRA. So if you go here and say like, okay, this is a test HRM, right? So click on JIRA. So it will show up like this, right? Where you are creating a test and for a specific project. it already writes all the steps for you, and you can go from it. So let's say it is a login related. So let's say, because labels are very important for us. So to add a label, you can edit a test case from here. So once you edit, you will see the show advanced options, and here you will see the option for label. So we added a label login and updated through this button. Once you do that, yeah, once you do that, and then you click on Jira, and then go back, and just priority is high maybe, and just create save. So it will create a bug directly in Jira for you. So if you click here, the bug is already created in Jira, okay, with all the steps that you are looking for, and with the label that you provided here. In Jira, you need to install, or whoever your client is, they will have this app, ContextQA application already installed. So when you are talking in with them in a stand-up or sprint planning, or a retrospection meeting, you need to mention about like this information to them, that okay, in this particular sprint you created these many bugs. So like for example, for login feature, if you talk about, okay, are we good?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so so the way this feature works is based on the login label. It finds out all the related requirements, test cases, and everything. So for given requirements, you will find, okay, these are the requirements you have for generating a test case, and these are the test cases already created with the label login. So this is the your test coverage look like for given feature. This is very important, because the way I'm presenting you guys are, you will provide the complete visibility using this tool. Currently this visibility is not available, right? So what is ContextQA? So ContextQA is providing two things. One is the context of the bug, what is the issue, why is the issue, and all the evidence to support that. But at the same time, we are also providing the visibility to the company about what you have done so far, right? What is the picture look like for given feature? So as you creating everything within ContextQA and creating in Jira, you will see that all the summary, like this is the high level summary look like. So there are two test case requirements right here, and this is the test coverage look like, all these different, so anyone can navigate from one to another. And here is the test steps. So if you remember, right, whenever there is something change, your developer might not know what is change or how do you test again and again, or they might be testing against different requirements, or different understanding. So this is our way of telling developer that if you are working on login feature, you need to test all these scenarios while they are working in dev environment, and at the same time they need to go to the like particular steps if they want to follow through. So this will bring very like a clarity with the developers as well as your product managers. I will pause over here and let you ask any question. Like, have you faced any challenge in the past for visibility and explaining what you have worked so far?
No, we are good to go.
Okay.
Meenakshi, you are facing some issue. What was that issue?
No, nothing yet. Actually, I just want to change my ID. Like, if initially I just enroll my personal ID.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You just ignore. We will delete that, right? So
Okay.
you can go ahead and like, do you want to use different email ID, right? So
Yeah.
register again with a different org, and you should be good.
Actually, I was trying, but it was showing me something like that. Like you are already involved with Ask Me Technologies, but
Okay.
let me
We'll
try again. After that,
yeah
I can connect to you.
yeah ping us in the Slack, and we will have someone to take a look at it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, perfect. Any question regarding JIRA integration?
So can we see the status of reports, how much executed all the through JIRA? Can we see any type of templates there?
Yeah, so we do have that way that what is the current status look like, but I think we need to get specific requirement like what they are looking for. So
Okay.
whatever so currently it is a full test execution of particular test case, but we can also show the like test plan or this is regarding all the login related feature, right? But yeah, we need to get more requirements, and that's what we're gonna do with our new customers, like what exactly they are looking for, and create a similar solution for them, because like each company has a different way to generate a report. In our tool, we do have a reporting structure. So if you go here and go to run result, and just go to the any default test plan, so it will show you like what was run, right? It is only particular test case that run. What is the summary look like? You can also see if there is any test suite. So this test suite has only one test case, so that's why it run. But if you have many test cases, then all will be visible there. So we have a way from here, but I think let's yeah, send us a requirement like what your normal customers or users are looking for, what kind of chart, and we can see if we can provide you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, but like this is the like a cross browser, right? So like here, when you have same test case running for two browser, it will show like these, and yeah, and same for the like this is the test suite, one pass, one fail. Over here is the same as well. So this is a cross browser or cross device testing that you can perform from ContextQA. Okay, so yeah, so we discuss about two things like a recap of the test case, test steps, JIRA plugin. Um, let's high level talk about all these features today, right? So we can wrap our portal specific testing scenarios. Okay. The another feature that we added recently is over here. So if you go here on the home page, so it will take the selector of particular item and add it over here. So why this is important, right? And we're going to make it available for other features as well. So for example, if you notice like a testing Walmart like website, where some of the features are dependent on the mouse over, right? You want to show certain class when you mouse over. Now you will not be able to record mouse over, because then you will have lots of noise in the test steps. So for that, like we are adding another feature over here where ContextQA will provide an option to add a hover step. So once you do that, right, it will add a step underneath the existing one with correct locators. So you do not need to stop and start recording again. And you do not, because your test case will fail, right, if it is dependent on the locator. So this is the another scenario. Okay, yeah, that's fine, Ashok. Okay, same as I mentioned, you can also for your internal purpose, or if you want to do the debugging, and if you are looking for just getting the selector to see how it looks like, you can just add by like a right clicking here and context your find locator. It will find the XPath, all these placeholders and all, and we are making a functionality that you will be able to save in the database also or directly. So
Yeah, it will be helpful for to find the selector for the UI automations, right? So when
correct.
able to find any type of XPath or any type of selector, it will be easy to give all that information, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we are planning to make it handy for mobile testing, right? So, like you can say, like okay, add, like from the mobile screen. Obviously, web will work too, but mobile it will become very handy. So because it is hard for us to do the no code for mobile mobile, right? Like a record the activity of the user, because mobile works a little differently. So this is what we are trying to provide to start with. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So second tab is elements. Okay, and guys, like before we deploy you guys for a client, right, we will ask you to perform certain steps. So again, paying attention, practicing is very, very important, because we are spending time on training as well as finding the client for you. So it would be very beneficial if you also spend time in learning, right, this tool, because with this tool we need to make customer successful, right? So that is the goal. Okay. Having said that, so this is the elements list. So what is elements, right? So you must, whoever is tried automation, right, they know that elements are the like locators, and there can be any kind of locator. So you do not need to worry about that much, because this is the abstraction for you and for our customers. So we want to keep this as a low code, no code continuously. So what you need to, what are the ways that we're going to provide you is like similar to the Chrome extension that I just show you, that we will be providing easier way that you will not be needing to understand XPath and all these things. You just go and re-record particular, like if this button is not working, you go and like, okay, you can say like, okay, just re-record this part and it will be done and you will be saving. Or if it is already saved, then you will be like how to edit it, right, or rewrite. So these are the things that you're gonna look into it, but more than that you will not be doing anything, right? um, so yeah, but this is the list that you need to be aware of it. So the use case for this one is in the day one, right, when you will given the scope and requirements. The way it works is while your team is trying to do something else, like giving you the requirements and asking you to spend time on test case design, and if you have time left, you can go to a website and start collecting all these elements, right? Like which are the page objects that you are going to use throughout the process, right? So you write in a plain English, right, that like similar to this one, that click on Kindle search, click on search button, enter this one, press enter. So these are the test case you're gonna write, but at the same time you're gonna add these kind of locators in our tool through here. So you can go here, like maybe record from here and click on save and give the valid name like global search and screen name, or you can add from here as well. So you can add it like, okay, global cart, right? And you can say that this is the cart page. So you need to give the name. So yeah, you need to do the planning and everything. So that will not go away with the tool, right? But the way you're gonna design the test, right, and how you're gonna perform test, it will be very efficient. So no one needs to go again and again and fix those things. So like you will be like, okay, this is the cart screen, right? And these are the information will be automatically filled for you. But for now, just I'm saying it is a card 01 is ID, and this is a card, right? So this is how you can create an element or add an element. We are in the process of making it easier for you to find the locator as well as how to save it, right? But for now, this is the process where you need to provide the name and the screen name. Click on create, and you can also create a placeholder. So it doesn't need to be perfect, because when you are designing this test case, you will not have everything, right? Developer to finish their design, you can also fake it in terms of like keep this information correct, just XPath or whatever the locator is, you just put it as a placeholder. Okay, now you go to the like a test suits or a test case, right? And then you start like, okay, create, right? And then you say like, okay, test shopping cart. And you can just add a label for the like cart, Okay, and just create. So with this one, you can just say like, okay, go to the walmart.com. So you copy the URL and you can say that, okay, go to walmart.com, create, and just hit the cart button, right? So like a click on label, and label is something you already added. So here you will say like cart, and this is the global cart, and you just edit it over here. Are we on the same page so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we are doing is utilizing the time that you got while developers are developing. You did everything that you need to automate things. Now, when developer finishes, you just go here, right, and like click on this item, right, and just update the value. That's all you need to do, right? Whatever the ID or whatever the information you have. So, like for example, in our case, is a card. Right, and you will be just going, okay, this is the like not 01 but 02, and this is the something also you can decide with your developer that these are the elements I need in a one page. So this is the ID I want you to give. So this is a very new pattern that you can also come in, that will not create a conflict later on, and your test cases will be very stable. Depends on the where the project is in the development process. If it is already developed, then you do not have any option. But if they are developing right now, then you can say that this is the unique IDs, or discuss the pattern that you want to follow for specific screen. And then you come to the agreement, these are the labels and these are the IDs that we want to use, and you put a placeholder for them. Make sense? And yeah, so once your test case is there, you just upload. Once it is there, you just click run, because it's already automated. If it has like a right IDs, right? In our case, it might not be. So let's see. So it will fail for our case because the ID is not correct for Walmart. Okay, so like we ran it, and this is the step it failed, and it says that global cart is not found. Record this step again, right? And also this is a production site, so it created like a robot, right, checker. So are you getting my point, right? If we can automate until like we can sync up with the developer, and we can be as fast as developer to automate these things. While they are asking you to like just test manually, while they are not ready, you can just click run manually the same test case and say that, okay, this is pass. Yes, it is pass, working fine, right? And this one is failing because not able to find. And entire test case is failed because not working as expected. And you can provide more reasons over here as well. But if you are getting my point, is you are matching the speed of the development, right? While you are doing the manual test automation, you are doing such certain way, like adding steps, adding a test case, connecting with the JIRA and everything. So you are not doing going to do the rework when your team decides to automate. When your team decides to automate, you are just only going to change and re-record the selectors if it needs to be, but nothing else. If something needed, you can add more assertions also here, like if alert is displayed or not, something like that. Are we on the same page so far? Any question? Okay. Okay, so moving forward, we can also, now you created a positive test case, now you want to create a negative test case. And as I mentioned, you can also search the templates from here based on your requirement. So you can find the like, okay, double click or whatever the template you want to use. So you said, okay, this is the double click, and go from there. So in this particular scenario, what we learn, right? We learn two things. One is how to add elements and what is elements, right? And how to use elements in a test case, right? And editing, modifying, renaming elements. So this is very important when everyone talks about the parameterized testing. This is the parameters, right? That anything changes, you are not changing all the test cases. Now, for example, I'm writing the same test case but negative, right? So I'm just copying entire test case. I do not want to rewrite, right? And I say, okay, this is the negative test case. Create. I'm not sure what is the. Yeah, I don't know what was the glitch, but yeah, so you created a new test case with the negative test case, right? With the same steps, without doing much work. And now you can add more of these scenarios here, like verify this and verify that, and just go from there. So are we on the same page so far, like how to clone this particular test case as well? Okay, are you all awake?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so feel free to
Yes.
ask. Maybe I am too good in explaining, so I don't know. Thank you guys. But yeah, please feel free to ask questions if you have any. Okay, now as we discussed, you can delete this test case as well. So let's delete, and yeah, it will be gone. Okay, so we discuss about the elements now. So now let's discuss about the test data profile. So when everyone talks about data driven testing, right? So what is data driven testing? So when you have a one test case to test against 10 different types of data, like username scenario, you want to test with different combinations: correct username, correct password, correct username, wrong password, wrong username, right password, right? You want to test many combinations. So rather than doing your work 10 times, how can you do that, right? So that is what we are going to do here. So here you can create like, okay, a training data driven testing profile. So this is the data profile that you create that you want to test. So you can say that user one, and this is username. This is the plus button, and yeah, and username. And with username, you can add any username. So ABCD and ABCDE, and that might be the right one. And like this is the user two, and BCDE and BCDEE. So you can add any numbers. You can add row from here. You can add column from here. Okay. So let's remove this part. Just create this data profile. This is a training data profile. So this is the data we created. In future, based on the customer's requirement, we're gonna provide them the way to upload the Excel spreadsheet as well. But again, it based on the customer's requirement. This is good for now. So again, going back to the test case, the same test case, and we can go and say that, okay, this is a for loop, right? And you can say that, okay, this is a data driven testing, right, for training. So this is the profile we use, and we say like from this to this user, I want to create a loop. Okay, and in this particular step, I want to add a step like what you can say, like a click on label, right? And that label would be the username. We can also say that like navigate to, and like I'm just putting the just random information here. So we are adding first a URL and then username, and then just enter the username. And here you can select, like here is the important task, so parameter. So when you say like, okay, this is the username, so this is the parameter you are fetching and adding into the username field. So this is the important step. I think we added step above, so you can click on reorder. right? And you can move it down. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I need to see why these particular. Okay. That's weird. But yeah, so this is how you reorder and get things done. The point is it is a flexible, so the goal is you do not need to recreate anything. You just be able to edit, update, clone, reorder, and get things going. And once you click run, it will run and it will test against 4 different scenarios. So like if you see here, so this is the like data driven testing that we tested in the past, and this is how it looks like. So you go to the URL, username, enter username, password, right? And this is the run history look like. So you go to the website, let me just do it, and types different username, different password for you, and checks multiple times, and this is the output that you're going to look at. Okay, and this is the all the steps will look like for you. Okay, so are we good for now with data driven testing and data profiles, team?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So let's discuss
Just
more
want to
about
watch-
the
Yeah,
Huh?
just want to watch the video one more time. We're good for now.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we will cover these 2-3 items very quickly, and then we will take off. And so mobile inspector, we are not going to discuss right now. And the same for the test plan. So these are the 2 topics that we will require one more training, and we should be good. But after these 4 sessions, right, you should have a complete understanding of the tool. If someone gives you the full project, how you can implement using ContextQA, that is what we are looking for. So that is the assignment you need to follow through after this training. Okay, so let's take a look at the test suites. So test suite is nothing but a combination of different test cases. Okay, so you can click on create, right, and then here is like a test suite for all the login related test cases. And you can say like there is a prerequisites. If there is no, then you just go here and like add all these test cases that we created. You can also search for all the login related test cases, right? And just mark that these are the 20 test cases or 32 test cases you want to add, or right, and like say okay. So these are the test cases you need to do, and once you select, right, whatever the test cases, you need to move it here, and then it will highlight over here. So you click on save. You are saying that these are the test cases you want to add in this test suite. So this is the test suite for your feature specific test suite, right, where you're going to test all the login related functionality separately. And that's where the label is very important, because we will allow you the way to run for specific feature, so your developer do not get stuck when you have like thousands of test cases. You only testing like 20 or 25 test cases at a time, so they are not stuck, and you are also providing a value right away. And once you click create, so it will create like this kind of a test suite for you. And to execute a test case, there are 2 ways, right? Like we just created here a few seconds ago, and you can just start run from here. Obviously it's gonna fail, but this is the button that you need to click to run it. Any question on test suite?
No, it's clear. It's clear. Basically, it's clear.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, so it's a straightforward. You might be using same or similar terminology anyways, right? Just a different tool. And as I mentioned, so let's go towards the environments part. So environment is again the parameterized way, but it is different than the like labels, means elements and data profiles. Environments are the like 4 different people are working on the same test case, and all wants to test differently, right? Means your credential versus my credential. This is the place you need to use it. So the way it works is like I will like a deep environment, right? And 01, and I can add my username and password here, right? And just create. And when I execute particular test case, I can provide this label as a environment. So whatever the test case or test suite I'm going to run, it will use the parameter from here. So let me show you how. So you created an environment first, right, where you're going to add all the credentials. Now going back to our tool and add an environment variable. So like for example, you say like enter uh, password into the password field, right? So you can get it from the environment variable by. So let me show you again. So like here, you select the template, click on it, remove the test data. It will show this pop-up. Click on environment, and whatever the environment you created, right? This is a deep environment, right? So you just like it is the environment name only, the variable only it will show up. So you are not writing hard-coded anything over here. So along with parameterized test cases, you are writing these test cases against different environments. So you are not repeating yourself. So what we are trying to say you here is you need to be very, very efficient and planned when you are creating the test cases, because you do have all these features that you need to use to perform all these use cases. And we will ask you, because customer will be like saying, right, like, oh, you have a feature and why your team is not using it, right? So that is very important that we use parameters wherever it's required. Any question on the environment variables? Okay. So let's take a look at the run results part, right? So run result is the is a like the entry will show up here. It is based on the test plans, right? So if you run independent test cases or test suites, it will go under the default test plan, right? Because you are just not running any specific against any specific device. So by default, it will pick Chrome browser for you, and it will run against it. If you are trying to run for specific test plan, right? So like let's see how to create a test plan, right? I was planning to schedule sometime next week, but yeah, that's fine. So how you create a test plan? So test plan is something that your customer gives you the requirement that I want these test cases to run against this environment and these devices, right? So this is a full scope. So like a test plan for login, and you can say that it is a midnight, right? Because you can also put a schedule. And here is like okay, this is a login module for a test plan, right? And you go to the next step. Over here you can add a test suite. So let's add the test suite of the like login or something that we just created. So we added this one, and we added particular test suite. Now we have an option over here. So we're going to checkbox over here, and it will open up the window. Here you're gonna select the devices, right? So by default in ContextQA lab you will see these browsers. So you can say that okay, you want to run against Firefox for now, right? And CQA Firefox, any name you can give, right? Run against Firefox, and you can just click create. So these test cases will run against Firefox. Now you want to add one more, you can like create a new add to existing, right? Sorry. Okay, so let's say, so here you got like a CQA Safari, for example, right? And you added both of these things. Yeah, I don't know. So once you add it, you just click on next, and here you can provide additional setting, and you will have an option to select the environments, which environment you want to run against, right? So this is the place you can figure it out, like where to run these particular test steps, right? We can make it dynamic also to switch the environments, but this is the way you're going to select the like what are the test cases you want to run against which browser and which environment, and just create click. So here you will see these are the two these are the test suite you're going to run, right, against Chrome and Firefox. and this is the information you will see. So let's see test plan, right? Um, yeah. Also, you can create a schedule also overnight, so it will run midnight or whatever the time you need. So it is your own CI/CD pipeline that you do not need infrastructure, and that's the value that we are adding as a context QA, that we are having our own infrastructure to run the test cases, have the environment variable setup, as well as the setting of the schedule. Okay, so this is the place you need to come up. I think we need to cover a little bit more on the schedule and CI/CD integration. So I will discuss these things in the next training session. But I think you have enough to start the project for the web application. Okay, so now it's your turn to test out, ask questions, come up with the scenario that you think it's difficult for you, because we need to convince our customer that why we are the best. Okay, and this is an ongoing journey. So the more you get handle on this one, that will be helpful to us to satisfy customer. Any question?
Nothing.
Okay.